First one of the day. Catch them on the jackhammer. Oh guys, we're out here with my buddies from the Hookup Tackle testing out the new Super Combat Stick by Evergreen. Been working on this rod for a couple of years now, and now it's finally in the store. Just a perfectly balanced rod for throwing the jackhammer. The ultimate jackhammer rod, the new Super Combat Stick. Pretty excited about it. You guys are gonna love this thing. And we got another one. Another nice little Roosevelt bass, little male. When the lake's super flooded like it is right now, I mean, it's at pretty much high water, and try to get on these banks where there's a little bit more isolated cover instead of just walls of brush. Something that you can kind of pick it apart. You know, there's like 5 bushes there instead of 100, so you can actually cast and target those isolated bushes those fish will get in. Throwing a Brett Hite Delight color 1/2 ounce jackhammer with a green pumpkin Zako, and just kind of winding beside these isolated bushes. And the biggest thing, a lot of people say chatterbait gets hung up a lot in wood, but the faster you reel it, like if you feel your bait coming up to that wood, don't slow it down, actually speed it up. It'll go through that stuff a lot better than if you try to like slow it down and get it through that stuff. That's usually when you're gonna get hung up. A lot of cool components about this thing. It's not a glass rod, it's low modulus graphite. So it has the same characteristics of a glass rod, but it's much lighter and a lot more sensitive. Has Fuji titanium guides, sexy red reel seat, carbon fiber grips on it instead of EVA foam, which makes it lighter, more sensitive. Just a perfectly balanced rod. We're gonna move. That's a little better one. Nice healthy bass. Come on, there's got to be something. It looked too good for one not to be there. Just little bucks today. But sooner or later, probably cast right back in there. That could be one on the bed and get mama. Right in the top of the tree. Ooh, you're fired up, aren't you, buddy? Come here. Horned him. Look how they're eating that thing. Just choking it. Oh, gosh. Yeah, just been throwing this Brett Hite Delight jackhammer up here, 1/2 ounce. One of my go-to colors. What I would say one of the biggest misconceptions with chatterbait fishing is people want to put it on too heavy of a rod, like a graphite jig rod, because they look at it and it looks like a jig. But really the thing you need to think about a chatterbait is that it's more like a crankbait. So you want to have that rod that has some parabolicness to it. So when the fish eats it, it gives them, it's not too fast and it doesn't pull the bait out of their mouth. That rod's working like a shock absorber. So a lot of time when they hit a chatterbait, a lot of time they're coming towards you very fast. So the rod keeps tension on the fish even when he's coming towards you because it has that big bend in it. This is kind of a newer style technology is by using this low modulus graphite in this rod. but it has the same characteristic as glass, but it allows us to make the rod a lot lighter and a lot more sensitive than glass. With a high modulus graphite, it's very tough to get that, it's very tough to get that bend, that parabolic bend that glass has. But with this technology, we can achieve that same characteristic as glass, but obviously some better benefits with it. The thing with a chatterbait rod, you're making lots of casts in a day, and you know, a lot of time you're fishing it in grass. So you want to have a little bit longer butt section so you can get some leverage popping it out of the grass. And I mean, if you're making 1,000 casts in a day, having this longer handle allows you to control the rod a little bit better for more accurate casting. It just balances it out. And you know, what's weird is when they first came to me and asked me about putting carbon fiber grips instead of EVA, I'm like, yeah, that looks cool and everything. And I was kind of scared of it because of when it gets wet, are they going to be slick? And what's funny is that they're actually more tacky than EVA when it's wet. EVA will sometimes get a little slimy. I don't slip on these carbon fiber grips at all. And like I said, it lightens the rod up, but it's definitely more sensitive. You feel the bait through those grips. What used to happen with a glass rod, you'd have that good parabolic tip down to about right here, but the whole rod would bend all through the midsection. And this rod has that tip, which helps obviously for catching fish, you know, them, you know, getting the bait better. But having this midsection that has a lot of power, you can see when I bend it, you know, down to about the second or third guide from the reel seat has a lot of power to it. So if, you know, you get a big fish on in cover, you can get them out. They're biting now. Another one. Male bass. Another good chatterbait tip here is when you're putting this Zako on here, the Zako has a line that runs right down the middle of it right there. So you want to make sure that you get the bait balanced, the trailer balanced on the bait. Because if you get it where the trailer's not balanced on that hook, it's just like a crankbait, it's not going to run true. So you want to have that hook come right out of that line in the middle. That's why we got that line there, so you know exactly where. Put that hook point out. Right at the boat. Knew I was gonna catch one around here somewhere. Look at how deep they're getting that thing. I throw it pretty much everywhere that I'd throw a spinnerbait, you know? And really, you need like two basic kind of colors. You need like a green pumpkin style, whether it's a Brett Hite Delight or green pumpkin shad. And then you need some kind of shad pattern, whether it's a chartreuse and white or a clear water shad. You can kind of keep it simple to start with. You know, just throw it wherever you would throw a spinnerbait. very versatile. I probably throw a 1/2 ounce the most. 3/8 if I'm fishing like grassy places like Florida or the Delta sometimes. Oh no. Oh no. I got it. I got it. I saved the day. Well guys, another one on the jackhammer. It's another one on the old jackhammer and using the new Super Combat Stick, the ultimate jackhammer rod. You know, I've been using a 3/8 ounce Brett Hite Delight, Green Pumpkin Zako trailer, using the new 7.3 rod. Prototype that the hookup got first, and gonna be coming up here for sale real quick. And check out all the links below. They're gonna have all the baits that we've used today, rod, reel, everything. I like a 6.3. This is the Zillion SV. This is a good reel. I like the Steez A, and I like the Tatula Elite for winding around the chatterbait. Again, fun day, caught a lot of fish, and you know, still looking for a big one.